Don't like that. Jesus Christ, did you do that? Hi guys, today I thought I would talk about Dario Argento's opera. Now, this is on Blu-ray. I can't show you any clips because I don't have a Blu-ray player in my computer, so we will just talk about it without showing you anything today. Now, first of all, the audio really bothers me. The music sounds great, and I really like the soundtrack. I really like the rock music in the opera, and I think the juxtaposition of those two things makes it a very modern and interesting movie. However, the dialogue, I'm not sure if it was dubbed or mixed in a weird way. I don't know, but it sounds echoey, and sometimes it's muffled. So that's distracting. My absolute favorite parts in this movie, anything to do with the crows. Now, I know they call them ravens in the movie, and I believe they are actually crows, but I don't know for sure. I might be able to tell the difference between a raven and a crow, but I would need to see them side by side. There were many scenes with crows in this, and just the character that they have, it's so cute. They're adorable. They are such intelligent birds, and they have so much animation. Their blinking eyes and the way they turn their heads and open their beaks and just kind of make little noises. It's very cute. Okay, so I'm sure that's not why you're here. The death scenes in this are spectacular. So this is cricket. I really love the death scenes in here. The seamstress that gets killed with the heavy duty scissors, I really like that. I really have I really like when they use scissors in movies like this. In Eyes of Laura Mars, there is a pair of scissors in it that I salivate over. If I could find those in real life, I want them. And the scene where the seamstress gets these scissors that stab her to death, the killer also uses the scissors to perform a tracheotomy of sorts because she has swallowed something that the killer needs, a piece of jewelry. So he cuts her throat open, which I thought not showing it was pretty clever because you could just see her dead body with her eyes wide open and the tugging motions of the scissors going into her throat. You could see that reflected in the slight movement of her body as though someone was ripping at her throat. The killer makes Betty watch these murders. So he has devised this little tape situation with pins or needles stuck on, and then he tapes those under her eyes. So she is forced to watch, otherwise if she closes her eyes, the needles will drive themselves into her eyelids. And we never see her blinking, but you do see a little bit of blood on the needles, so the implication would be that she has kind of closed her eyes a little bit and it has hurt her. But there's kind of a lack of consistency because I feel like I don't think you could keep your eyes open for that long, and afterward her eyes don't look cut up or bloody. I love that the first time this happens to her, he covers her mouth with tape. He ties her up against a pillar, and then he puts the pins, the needle things under her eyes. And when he is finished murdering this boy in front of her, he unties her and flees. She struggles out of the rope, and her first thing that she does is pulls off the tape from her mouth. She doesn't go for the needles. I'm sorry, but isn't that the priority? Isn't the needle thing more important than your mouth? I don't know. So there's that. I think Betty is a really good character. I like her. She's fleshed out. She has a backstory. She's portrayed, I can't pronounce the woman's name. Christina Marchilash. Marchilash? She, I think, is the only really good actress in this movie. Most of the other people are a little over the top, but she has a vulnerability, a sweetness to her. She's very pretty, and she just fills the role nicely. Something that I am a little disappointed in, and it's just because it's me, I'm sure it's not anything that you guys are probably gonna have a problem with. There's not enough Macbeth in it. I love Shakespeare. Macbeth and Hamlet are two of my favorite plays, and in fact, maybe I will do a review of Roman Polanski Macbeth. I might do that. Yeah, I would have loved to have seen more of that in there, but I thought that the stage, the like, because this is a play within a movie, so the scenery that they used for the stage production, this opera, it was amazing. It was beautiful, and I would actually like to see a production of this in real life. And the use of live crows just is perfect. And in fact, the crows are the ones that help solve the murder, the case. Because the killer comes in the middle of the night to the costuming area, and the crows are living in this cage in that same room. And the killer is destroying the costume that Betty wears. And it's a really beautiful shot because he's cutting through the fabric, and it's just, the knife going through the black and gold. So the knife going through the fabric, and then just the destruction combined with the beauty of it, it's really a good scene. I like that. But the crows are watching, and they escape from their enclosure, and they kind of attack this man, and he starts killing them. I think he kills 3 of them. And it's upsetting and disturbing, and the crows remember his face, so they are able to later be loosed onto the audience, and they circle and circle and circle, and it's a really interesting scene because you see a lot of stuff from the crow's perspective, and they zero in on him, and then they all go for him, and his eye gets plucked out, which is amazing, and one of the crows eats it. But also, the killer, after having his eye plucked out, he's fine. He proceeds as though everything is normal. That's a little, you have to suspend your belief a little bit. There's a scene in Betty's apartment where she and her agent are kind of hiding from the killer, and they're in the kitchen with a knife, and the lighting is gorgeous. The lighting is this like soft green and red and blue pulsating light, and it's just it conveys a sense of terror, but also sweetness, and it's kind of an Argento standard, because Suspiria has those like lovely cotton candy colored lights, and it's just like an interesting horror technicolor of sorts. And that is another one of the most amazing death scenes. The agent is looking through the peephole, and a man shoots a gun through the peephole, and you just see it in slow motion going through the peephole and right into her head. It is amazing and very well done. Really good. So at the end, when the killer is discovered and he gets his eye plucked out, he shows up in Betty's dressing room because he is apparently like a Michael Myers and can survive everything. And he takes her, locks her in this storage room with a whole bunch of papers, guessing it's probably sheet music and stuff, and he lights everything on fire. And he has blindfolded her, tied her to a chair. He escapes, but we don't know that. He has left a mannequin in his stead, and she thinks that he is burned up and dead. She manages to escape, and they see this body. Well, later, she is in, I'm guessing it's the Alps, I'm not sure, with, I think it's the director of the play. Pretty sure it's the director of the play. And he is watching the news while she is out roaming the hillside, and there is something that says, the man they thought was the killer was really a mannequin, and he is still out there. So the director is yelling at her, run, run, you have to run. And she runs away, and of course the killer is right there. He's tracked her somehow. And there's a whole scene where she confuses him and says that she's just like her mother, who he knew previously, and you know, she's into what he's been doing. She likes the murder and the blood and the destruction. And she says this in order to get him to kind of calm down, and she's going to overpower him, and she hits him with a rock and knocks him over, and a whole bunch of people start coming in and take him away at gunpoint. And then the very last scene kind of freaked me out a little bit, because there is this bunch of flowers that she's just like playing in, and she seems a little crazy, like she's kind of lost her mind a little bit, and she is playing in these flowers. And she looks down, and there's a little lizard. There's a cute lizard. She's looking at it and talking to it, and it's kind of trapped a little bit on its back. And she goes in to interact with it, and I just, for some reason, thought, oh, she is like her mother. This is going to be like the twist, the reveal, and I don't want to see the lizard die, because I don't like that. I don't like animals. I just don't like the animals getting killed. And sometimes in the past, people have really killed animals for movies, and I'm not okay with it. And you just never know. Standards weren't always upheld, and in fact, we'll get to that later about animals dying. She frees the lizard, that's that. End of the movie. So that is Dario Argento's opera. I definitely recommend it. It is gory, but it's not excessively gory. It's medium gory. And yeah, that's it. Have a spooky day.